Do you love condiments as much as me? Ketchup, barbecue sauce, mustard, salsa, and of course, dips like guacamole and hummus. Definitely tasty. But the problem is with so many added ingredients like sugar and salt, plus chemicals to enhance the flavor and color and preservatives to increase shelf life, they're usually not so healthy for your gut. But today, we're going to change all that so that you can rest assured that the condiments you're consuming aren't messing with your digestive system. In this episode, I'm going to share with you the best gut healthy condiments you can have, ways to make the unhealthy condiments healthy, and all the while keep your Crohn's or colitis belly happy. If you love condiments as much as I do, it's time to take your condiments from iffy to spiffy. Oh, the corniness begins already. Let's get this condiment party started. Condiments, they can enhance the flavor of pretty much everything we eat. But condiments, the kind that we buy at the grocery store, they're usually really unhealthy, even for healthy people. And for those of us with gut disorders like Crohn's or colitis, the ingredients can be disastrously disruptive. And at the best, they might send us to the toilet. And at the worst, they might ignite a flare. They might ignite the flames of a flare up. Most store-bought condiments like ketchup, mustard, soy sauce, mayonnaise, salsa, salad dressings, hot sauce, all the ones that are probably in most kitchen refrigerators are usually filled with added sugars. And over time, the sugar especially will mess with our gut and create bacterial imbalance and a host of distressing digestive symptoms. If it was only natural sugar and natural salt that we had to contend with, these kinds of things added to condiments, I think that we could find some workarounds. But the worst part about these grocery store condiments is that they're filled with artificial colors, artificial flavors, artificial sweeteners, even chemical preservatives. And those of us with gut disorders, we can really have a challenge with that because we're really sensitive to those ingredients like these. Even if you don't feel right away, even if you don't feel it right away, like you're running to the bathroom 5 minutes after you eat, these artificial and chemical ingredients can make your Crohn's or colitis worse. And it could be one of the factors that keeps us from finding true and lasting remission. Let me give you a few examples so you can see exactly what I'm talking about here. Let's start with everyone's favorite topping condiment, maple syrup. Mrs. Butterworth. Have you heard of Mrs. Butterworth? It seems like this really friendly lady packaging, right? Think again, because it's definitely not maple syrup that's hanging out in a kind of, I don't know if you think about it, it's kind of a freaky looking bottle where we pour the syrup out of this lady's head. Syrups like Mrs. Butterworth, not to pick on her because there's a lot of other maple syrup imposters out there. They have no maple syrup in them. Instead, they're filled with high fructose corn syrup. And because the high fructose corn syrup wasn't enough, then we have to add in more corn syrup. And then that wasn't enough. So we have to add in cane sugar because the high fructose corn syrup and the corn syrup, that just wasn't enough sugar for the manufacturers. Also, caramel color and sodium hexametaphosphate and sodium benzoate and potassium sorbate, preservatives like these. And then there's the added artificial flavorings. And who even knows what those flavorings mean? It just says artificial flavorings. Barbecue sauce, that is loaded with multiple kinds of sugar. Many queso dips contain MSG, monosodium glutamate. Teriyaki and soy sauce are both loaded with sodium and gluten. And don't even get me started on your favorite store-bought, supposedly healthy salad dressing. A salad should be able to be a healthy meal, but the chemicals, the artificial flavors, the preservatives, the gut disrupting gums that are used to keep the ingredients emulsified or together so they don't separate, the added sugar, it makes your healthy meal anything but healthy. And if you've looked into or started any gut healing diet for your Crohn's or colitis, you know that none of these store-bought condiments are allowed. There's just too much crap in them. They're not natural, and their ingredients cause major disruptions to your already disrupted gut. So even though you know you'll miss condiments like crazy, you are motivated, mama, and you start that gut healing, gut healthy diet. And all these condiments, they're off limits. You are eating dry chicken, tasteless vegetables. Your food has no pizzazz, no flavor, no flair, and it just makes you feel FOMO, that fear of missing out. Everyone else can eat jazzy, spicy, bold, flavorful, delicious treats, but you're stuck. You're stuck with boring, bland, tasteless cardboard. And if you're smiling or laughing right now, then you get it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You get the dilemma, and it's not fair. Let's just say that right off the bat, it's not fair. But hold the phone, mama, because I'm here to change all of that for you. Just because you're eating gut healthy doesn't mean your food has to be tasteless or boring. Hell to the no. Healthy food can be super tasty. You just have to add your own flair to it. You can say yes to ketchup. You can say yes to sweet and tangy barbecue sauce. You can say yes to creamy, delectable mayonnaise and salad dressing and sauces that make your Asian dishes sing. It's all about finding a way to either create your condiments in a really simple and speedy way in your own kitchen, or knowing which brands have ingredients that are best for your sensitive digestive system. If you're like me and you love condiments and food that tastes good, you're going to definitely appreciate a brand new resource I have to share. I created this one especially for my clients who understandably refuse to give up a little flavor when they're in gut healing mode. It's my PDF guide. Condiments for a healthy belly and a healthy mama. And it's yours absolutely free. This condiment resource, it has quick and simple recipes for some of your favorite condiments. It has ideas for healthy condiments that you can buy at the grocery store. And it also has my favorite condiment brands so that you know exactly what to buy and where when it comes to your purchasing options. If you are a condiment queen like me, you're going to love this resource. You can get it by going to KarenHaley.com/condiments. That's KarenHaley.com/condiments. And remember, my mom had to be just a little different and spell my name with a Y. So it's KarenHaley.com/condiments. You can also get your free resource by checking out the show notes. I have a link there as well.